Hey, Miles here at Tactical Hyve. Again, joined with Tosh, one of our subject matter experts, and we are at Strategic Operations. We are going to continue the video that we released a couple of days ago, or maybe it's been a couple weeks now, I'm not really sure, on the quick draw. And we got a lot of good comments about that, and that was just a starting point to covering different defensive scenarios and situations, a lot of discussion points that people talk about these days that we notice in social media. So we're just going to continue off of that with further tests.
Excellent. Yeah, so, I read through the comments that you guys wrote. Thanks a lot for that. There were some comments in there that said it was unrealistic, or that we were doing it in a vacuum. And that's fine. We needed a starting point to start from our discussion. And we're gonna start testing different techniques that the gun community says, hey, this works or it doesn't work. So we're gonna find out if it does. Okay, Miles, in the last video, we kind of gave you a no-win situation, and that was on purpose. We wanted to show, hey, look, you're just not gonna be fast enough if you're gonna go mano-a-mano like that. Now you may be, but from your experience and the level of experience as TRP had, it really was in his favor, right? To try and do that. You're gonna bet your life on that.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna ramp it up. We're gonna start adding indicators if somebody is a bad guy, giving you clues that you can now start making your moves that you need to move and getting the advantage on him. And that's the big thing, is that once you realize, okay, this is kind of a no-win situation, now I've got to start chipping away at the advantages that he has and start gaining advantages for myself. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do several different scenarios today where you're gonna be allowed to pick up those tells and react to those.
Okay.
So now we're gonna show that, hey, being quick with a gun is still important. I think some people got the idea that, oh, quick draw is a waste of time. That was not our point. We wanted to show you the situation, worst case scenario. Okay, Miles, so this first scenario, you're gonna do cold. You have no idea what's gonna happen. You're just gonna be walking down the street and scenario is gonna unfold. I want you to react. Based on that, how you react, then we're gonna go over some techniques based on how you reacted, okay? And then we will do the scenarios over again. Of course, you won't be cold, but we wanna test out some techniques that have been talked about by tactical shooters in the past, okay? And see if it actually works for you.
All right.
Okay? Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Role player, you ready?
Ready?
All right, let's go.
Hey, how you doing? Get the fuck out
What?
of here.
What are you talking about?
It's my neighborhood.
And I don't want to
Get
try.
out of here.
All right, stop. All right, Miles, how'd you feel on that? What I saw was, you saw the threat, okay? He's walking down the street, he's cussing you out, and then you see him go to guns, and then you went to cover, and then you drew and shot after he had already shot maybe 1 or 2 rounds.
For me, it's just natural for me to look for cover. So I saw that he was pulling a gun, saw that there was that doorway. I actually tried to do both simultaneously, but kind of the limitations of what we're wearing, protective gear. And actually when I got in cover too and wanted to engage, it was still caught up.
Okay.
So it wasn't exactly what I would do. It wasn't exactly what I was planning, but it did turn into run to cover, then engage.
Right, so if you have it, so this is flexible, right? So if you had a heavy coat, you would run into the same problem with it, right?
Potentially.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do the same scenario now, okay? This next scenario, I don't want you to go to cover. I want you to stand your ground and draw and fire on the guy and see how it works out for you. Let's see if it even works. It's a technique that a lot of guys are, hey man, stand your ground and fight, okay? Now you can move laterally if you want, do that, but just don't give up ground. Okay?
All right.
Miles, you ready? TRP, you ready? Let's do this.
Hey, get out of here.
Wait, hey, what are you talking
I
about?
can blow you away, dude.
Dude, I don't want to trip.
All right, so Miles, how did that feel, standing your ground there?
Not natural to me. I know you told me to stand my ground and I got shot right in the head.
Yeah, he was able to get the gun out before you were, even though he was showing you that he's gonna do something to you, right?
Yeah.
And you could see that he was wearing a gun. Could you have started pulling that gun sooner?
Possibly.
Okay. If you believe, here's the deal. If you think and you see that he has the potential to harm you, you see it, you're going to be able to react to that. You can react to what you need to react.
Yeah.
So you could have prepped.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. I didn't talk about prepping, but that's something that you can do throughout any of these scenarios. If you start getting tells that this guy is an asshole and that he's actually going to be a threat to you, you can go ahead and act on those alone.
And
okay.
Just so our viewers know, I'm kind of pretending that I don't see the gun. If I saw this right off the bat, then my spidey senses would be tingling much more.
Get there.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that he doesn't have a gun. So this is just kind of like we're role playing a little bit here with that. So just so you guys are aware. So yes, if I did see that, I would be prepping.
Right. Okay. Good. So where'd you get shot?
In the arm and in the magazine.
Okay. Where did you get?
I got shot in the head.
Okay. So we kind of ran into that same scenario we did in the first video, didn't we? By playing that stand your ground thing.
Yeah.
Because you didn't really use the tells that you had.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this next one, go ahead, Don, you can leave. This next one we're going to do the same thing. So the first one you did, your natural instinct was to go to cover. So what I want you to try to do is draw your gun and move to cover at the same time. Okay? You know everything that's coming, so it's not going to be new to you, but let's see how that works out. Are you any faster? Are you slower? What happens from this? Okay?
Yep.
Okay, Miles, you ready? Yep. Don?
Ready?
Let's do it.
Hey, what the fuck you doing?
What? Hey man, I don't want any trouble, dude.
This is my neighborhood.
All right, head down. Real quick, I want to talk about a role player. A role player doesn't have a lot of experience with firearms either, okay? So just like our last video, he doesn't have as little experience as the other guy does, but his experience level is he's got some training, not a lot, okay? So that's what you're going against right now. Yeah. So I want to make that clear. All right, thank you, Don. So how did that feel?
Felt like I mentioned in the first scenario where it ended up me running to cover and then re-engaging. Here it was a little bit more. It was a little bit more natural for me to go for my gun while running. But when I was returning fire, yes, it just felt a little awkward there. Like when I was taking shots while moving, kind of moving to the side, it wasn't super accurate. I didn't really, to tell you the truth, did not have a hard target focus too, because I was worried also where the hell was I running? And part of me, like my peripheral vision was like, I don't even know exactly where I was running. Was I running through to this doorway? Was I running behind over here? I wasn't exactly sure because I was worried about the threat. So it might look, when we look at the footage, it might look kind of weird. Those shots may have been just...
Okay, I don't think either one of you got hit, which is, that can happen and does happen quite often in gunfights. All you have to do is go on YouTube and look at the real gunfights, and people damn near unload their whole magazines and no one gets hit, okay? So that may happen. Don't count on that, you know what I'm saying? But out of the three, what do you think was, and I'm not trying to pick which one was the best, which one did you feel was? So
to me, it's just in my nature, it seems, based on the force and force that I've done, where I'm seeking cover. I don't want to stand ground. Stand ground is what I can tell felt really the worst for me. Like I was literally right in the person. I know you said I can move a little lateral, but I couldn't run to cover. I'm just wide in the open. Good. Wide open. So that definitely I wouldn't do. But I generally, in different scenarios that have been in the past, like to draw and shoot back when I can. But in this particular situation that you put me in, I was already near cover, and that's when it got all awkward. I was bundled up. And so for me, based on these three scenarios, it was running to cover first. Running to cover first, then re-engage.
And that seemed more the natural reaction.
Yeah, just overall anyway.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so we're not making any, hey, this is the best or that's the best. We're just put it to the test and let the viewers decide what they want to train to.
One thing for our viewers is to realize that we know that everyone's gonna be a little different. Everyone's draw speed will be different. How fast one can run and move and things like that. So we all have to account for all of those different variables. What we're doing right now are tests based on, obviously, that's why we're using just myself. So it's standardized based on my variables, my speed, my carry position, all that stuff.
Okay, Miles, so that was the first scenario of many scenarios we're gonna do. We've got a bunch more scenarios that we're gonna play out, and we're gonna test different techniques for you to handle. I hope you got something out of it. I hope food for thought. I hope the viewers got food for thought, and let them decide what works for them. So if there's any scenarios that you wanna see after we do our whole series, please send them to us and we'll test out. If there's techniques you wanna see, different types of position on holding the weapon systems. Whatever it is, let us know and we'll test it out force on force.